Hello! Hey! What's up, Hamlet? Let me tell you something that I'm pretty sure that you have never said before and that you don't know before. And this is gonna be the first time that you listen to something like this. Are you ready for this, Hamlet? Listen to this epic thought that I just heard in my mind. Ready? Here it is. To be or not to be. Welcome to the most transformative podcast in the multiverse. This is the Mastermind Podcast, and this is the episode 620. And this is your favorite doctor, psychologist, entrepreneur, podcaster, coach, guru, Dr. Derek Israel. And I hope that you enjoyed a little bit the intro of this episode. I wanted to do something funny. Although what we are gonna discuss today is not that funny, but I just wanted to do something a little bit different. And of course, this quote, to be or not to be, is a very famous quote from Hamlet, from Shakespeare in the play Hamlet. And I just read the book first time ever a couple of months ago and changed my life. Definitely one of the masterpieces of the world. And if you are obsessed with personal development, one of the things that you should be doing, and as I discussed in one of the best episodes that you can listen of this podcast, that is called Magnum Opus Masterpieces. Go and search for that on YouTube or Spotify. I teach you that you can learn about personal development by studying profoundly, by dissecting profoundly masterpieces of art, maybe on music, maybe on movies, maybe on literature, poetry. So I have been doing that for a while now, and I, you know, came across with Hamlet. That is one of the most famous books of all time, and I read it. And this is one of the most famous quotes of the whole book. In one of the scenes or one of the dialogues, Hamlet says something like "to be or not to be." Now, these have a lot of different interpretations. And if you go and Google what the hell Hamlets mean with "to be or not to be," you will find a different truth in each one of the artists that are trying to decipher or to philosophize with these words. I don't think that these words are more correct than other words or explanations that you can find on internet. And if you read the book yourself, as you should do, whatever you think about it will be okay too. I am not saying that this is the absolute truth of Hamlet or Shakespeare. I'm just saying that this is for me what it means in this stage of my life. Maybe when I read it again, when I am 40 or when I am 50 or when I am 100 years old, maybe for me will, signify another new thing, and I may do another podcast about it or another art about it. But now at 28 years old, in this stage of my life, I just want to share some thoughts of what means for me to be or not to be, and maybe to inspire you to become whatever you may be, or whatever you want to be, or you want not to be. So this is gonna be kind of a free flow podcast, nothing structured. I have nothing, in bullet points. I'm just gonna flow with the flow and just let the muse inspire this podcast to energize and to inject a little bit of flow and creativity into it. What is to be or not to be? What do you think? First, ask yourself, what do you think that this quote may signify or mean? To be or not to be? Well, for me, what it means is a very potent decision. And I think that this is a decision that we all need to make in certain important moments of our lives. In moments of transitions, we need to make the decision to become or not to become. But also in everyday life, in your everyday decisions, in your random decision, in a random Monday, in a random 9 a.m., you are going to make that a decision. You may decide, to wake up or not to wake up. You may decide to brush your teeth or not. You may decide to do a podcast, to listen to a podcast, or to go and play baseball. You may decide what to be and not to be. Not only in very particular moments in your life, but in your every life decisions and lifestyle. So to be or not to be is a decision. It's a free will that we all have as a human beings. And sometimes this gives us a lot of pressure because life will be easy if we just are determined to be or not to be. Like, for example, if you before you came to this life, and in this example, if you just watch a movie of your life and you know exactly what you will be, for you, then your life will be easy. And maybe you see that movie, in that movie of your life that you see before you are born, you see that you will die of cancer at 68 years old, and it's gonna be maybe a skin cancer. And you see that you will be famous because you discover a scientific truth, and you will be popular in the world, and you see that you will have 18 sons and 2 daughters, a total of 20 kids, and you see that you will be married 3 times, and you see for sure that you will, I don't know, be a Muslim as a religion, and you will be prosperous economically, and you basically see the whole movie of your life, and then God says to you, okay, go and live the life that you already know. Well, for you, it will be easy, this life, because you know exactly what you will be. So when your dad asks you, baby, what do you want to do in your life? You will say, I want to be a scientist, because you already know that you are going to be a famous scientist. And when you marry it the first time and you're having problems with your marriage, you know that you should go to a divorce, because you know that you will be marrying at least 3 times before you die. So you need to get a divorce in order to be remarried, and again a divorce, and again a remarriage, you see? And you know that you need to get those women pregnant a lot every year, because you are going to have 20 years. So you need to get busy, you see? So you have no option, no difficulty. If you don't have any decision, if you don't have potential, you don't have struggle. Notice this. If you don't have potential, you don't have struggle in life. Struggle only comes when potential is there, when nothing is guaranteed, when nothing is for sure, to be or not to be. That is when you struggle. That is when you don't get clarity and you are confused. Struggle is a synonym of confusion, and confusion is an antonym of clarity. When you are clear enough, you are penetrative, you are powerful, you are potent, because you have clarity, you have conviction, you know exactly the direction of your life. To be, you know exactly how to be, what to be. for what to be and why to be. You know exactly. You have wisdom, you have knowledge, you have direction. Therefore, you have purpose. And therefore, you have clarity of your decisions. But sadly, folks, maybe not sadly, we don't see that movie before we are born in this hypothetical example that I was, you know, exercising with you. We don't see this movie. So we are born and we are living in an eternal present moment. And this eternal present moment, notice, is like a canvas. It's a blank canvas in which whatever paint you can paint is a piece of paper in which you can write whatever song. It's a camera in which you can record whatever video. In every present moment, you can be or not to be. So the movie is not there. And you can change the script of the movie of your life every time with your decisions. And this put a lot of pressure into us because what is then the correct decision? What is the correct decision for your life? What is the correct decision for your happiness? What is the correct decision for your personal development? To be or not to be? We don't know. But our ego wants to know. You see, our ego wants the answers. And this is the thing with our ego. And sometimes Hamlet suffer from this in the play. You know, our ego thinks he knows. Our ego thinks he's correct all the time because our ego cannot stand the fact that we do not know. Our ego cannot stand chaos. Our ego wants order. Our ego wants an orderly life. But is that possible? What do you think? An orderly life? Well, I don't think so. Well, we can have a degree of order, of course. We can organize and we can do stuff and we can do bullet points and we can have an agenda and we can, hire a secretary, we can hire an assistant. We can try to organize our efforts the best way that we can, but we can never control all the variables. Entropy is always there. Chaos theory is always there. The butterfly effect is always there. The strong sensibility to initial conditions is always there. And the mystery of God is always there. How can we control the mystery of God? We don't know. Because although we are God, we are all God. We don't know how to be God. Wow, that's one of the most powerful things that I have ever said. Wow. Although we are God, we don't know how to be God. It's crazy, huh? It's crazy. Because we didn't see the movie before we are born on how to be a God. So this whole life, this whole journey that is unfolding in your eyes is a training on how to be a better God, a more effective God. How to sustain a better multiverse. How to make it more beautiful, more truthful, more wonderful, more miraculous, more compassionate, more lovable, more intelligent, more conscious, high values to be or not to be. And we can choose not to do it. We can choose to be a bad God. Most people choose that. You see, most people choose distractions, vice. They choose meaningless sex. They choose entertainment. They choose consuming social media. They choose dramatic partnerships, drama, toxic relationships. Just notice. consumerism, toxic capitalism, unconscious politics, unhealthy lifestyles, immature sex, porn, non-intelligent music, not intelligent movies, non-intelligent books, non-intelligent video games, non-intelligent influencers. you know, right? Most people choose to be a bad god, right? It's not even a bad god because notice bad gods, they need to be powerful. Like the Joker, he needs to be powerful in order to be a bad god in the Batman godhood um universe, right? Thanos from the Avengers, he's a bad god, but he's a powerful god. So people, they are not even a bad god. They are a poor god. They are poor. They are not developed. And the bad thing is not that they are not developed. The bad thing is that they don't want to develop. They don't establish that as a priority. Who cares, right? Who cares? You care, man. You care because you're an extraordinary creature. That is what you are. If you are here, you are an extraordinary creature. You are a specimen. You are a human being with unlimited potential to change this world history with your essence, with your biography, with your power, because that is what we do in personal development. We strive for that. We self engineer until we achieve that. But most people, just notice your family, just notice your friends. They are not doing this work. They don't care. They are poor gods. They are gods as well, exactly as you. You are not a god because you are special. You are a god because we are all God. But we are not the same level of godhood. We are not all operating in the same God mode. So the whole journey and the whole never ending story of personal development is to operate in a better God mode, a more powerful God mode. To be or not to be. To be God, a good God, or not to be a good God. That is the decision of everyday life. Everyday life, you decide, man, are you going to pursue your potential? Are you going to strive for your greatness? Are you going to strive for the better thing that you can strive that day? Are you going to be the bolder version of you? I was reading a book and it's called Momentum by Ivan Charmashiel. I recommend it. It's a good book and it's very cheap. In Kindle, like $2. In a paperback, it's like $30. But in Kindle, you can buy it from $2 or $3, something like that. And one of my favorite quote of that book is a question that he asks you, and he recommend that you ask that question every day. And the question is, what the boldest version of you will do today? What the boldest version of you, the boldest, the reckless God that you have inside you, what that version will do today? To be or not to be. You can decide not to do it. You can decide to stay shy, to stay a coward, and to stay in your comfort. Not to be. Not to be your potential. Not to be your greatest self, your superior self. You can decide. It's on you to be or not to be. The eternal philosophical personal development debate. Or you can decide to go for it. As simple as that. You can decide to do the boldest thing that your mind can conceive. So I have been recording a couple of bold videos and doing some bold marketing moves and bold sales moves in my business because I am questioning myself every day what the boldest version of myself will do today. And I will not lie to you. Some days I don't do the boldest thing. Some days I choose not to be. But a couple of days I choose to be. And those days I attack ferociously whatever I need to be, whatever I am becoming. Is not about what to be or not to be, it's about what to become and what you are becoming and not becoming. I choose most of days to become a better version of myself. I choose most of days to pursue my potential. Sometimes I don't feel it, sometimes I don't want it, but every day I try to do it. And what you see is the failure of my journey. You don't see the success of my journey. No, no, no. The success is always stretching with my potential. So if I get near to the success get bigger and bigger and bigger. I never reach it. I stay hungry, always unsatisfied. And this is an ego tool. Of course, it's the ego. Inside, in my spirit, I am complete satisfied. But in my ego, I use it to keep growing. I use the insatisfaction, the hunger, the eternal drive for better. And what you see is the failure of that, because I am pushing to strive. I am pushing to achieve something that I am still not, that I am seeing in my vision, but I cannot grasp it with my hands. And that's totally okay. Because as Obama say, if you are achieving all your goals, you are not aspiring as higher as you can. You are supposed to fail sometimes because you are dreaming big. If you are achieving everything, you are not dreaming big enough. You are putting too many realistic goals. It's not about putting realistic goals, it's about putting optimistic goals, crazy goals, bold goals, goals that make you be something else, become something else. To be or not to be. 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 Oh my God. So that is the question for you, my friend. Every day, ask yourself this question and make peace with your answer. Make peace with your action. Make peace with whatever you proceed with. That's the journey. There's no movie, there's no spoiler, only the present moment, this amorphic canvas in which you can establish a new form of yourself. Hopefully, a better God, a better human being, a better you. That's personal development. That is to be or not to be. This was Dr. Derek Israel. Remember to leave a comment down low below um, about what for you means to be or not to be. I know that I contaminated you with my perception, but I want you to write in your own words what this means for you, because, hey, this is a philosophical question. Give us your statement and your opinion. I will be answering you. Also, remember to share this in your social and with friends. And also remember to support this podcast on Patreon if you are enjoying this free content. You can support us with only $5 per month. Thank you for everyone that is supporting this podcast. Trust me, it helps a lot to continue this good work. Also, you can join our Telegram group completely free. Link on description. And visit derekisrael.com. There you will be able to find all the services that I'm providing one-on-one, like my coaching, my psychotherapy, my spiritual guru service, also all the courses that I have, meditation, self love, life purpose, integrity, um, sexual mastery. So check all the courses. And also the merchandise and the books that I will be releasing is gonna be available, or they're gonna be available very soon in directistral.com. Check that out, uh, and transform your life with me, your favorite psychologist of all time to be